Subbridge Nation will be joined by a very special guest in just a few seconds. But before we start that conversation, let me give you some background as to what we'll be discussing. So it's all about the Womex 2022 Lisbon, Portugal Music Expo. It's the most international and culturally diverse music meeting in the world and the biggest conference of the global music scene, featuring a trade fair, talks, films, and showcase concerts. Over 2,600 professionals, including 260 performing artists, will come together every October from 90 countries, making Womex the leading networking platform for the world music industry. Its musical spectrum is unparalleled, and in the international showcase performance market, ranging from the most traditional to the new global local underground, embracing folk, roots, jazz, local and diaspora cultures, as much as urban and electronic sounds from all over the globe. You know, the Bridge 99 takes you everywhere musically. And from you say diaspora, you're talking about Diaspora Radio. We are the 99. And joining us live from Lisbon, Portugal, is our globetrotter, the lovely JB, the good-looking JB. We say good morning to Miss Judith Bodley. Good morning, Judith.
Good morning, Roddy G, baby. Didn't you miss me?
A long time, darling. I did, and I was wondering, why was it that I was not seeing you as I should? Now I understand.
Absolutely. You know where the action is, there I am also.
Wonderful.
Nice introduction. Nice introduction. And for this year, Womex had in excess of 3,000 music professionals. I want you to think about in excess of 3,000 music professionals in one venue. And that means you're looking at not only artists, but you're looking at producers, you're looking at managers, you're looking at all the different persons that play a role in music. And as you rightly said, it is the World Music Expo, which got started in 1994. They actually got started in Berlin. And this year they're back to Portugal, Lisbon to be exact, which is where we are.
Awesome. And so this culmination of musical minds, what is what was the purpose? What was the motive behind it? Why did they see it necessary to host such an event?
So they've been doing it, 25 years. And it is actually to bring all those parties together because they see the creative industry as so important. Now, for the reason that Jamaica has always fielded a contingent every year, almost. And the fact is, UNESCO, which has this ongoing program for building the creative economies, and they've been working with Costa Rica, with Zimbabwe, and with Jamaica specifically to do that. And so the team was invited, which was the director of policy in the Ministry of Culture, David Brown, and they also invited Tony Ann Singh. And then Minister Babsy Grange, Culture Minister, saw it fit to also send a delegation. She wanted to send young female artists, so that manifested itself in Jamila Falak. For those persons who do not know Jamila Falak, shame on you. She plays the double bass, and she is so good. She also plays the violin. You can look her up online if you've never seen her, and then keep following her and keep seeing her after that, because, oh my God, she's going to blow up. And then Naomi Cohen, which of course is the daughter of Carlene Davis and Tommy Cohen. And then a veteran artist, Abijah. And you will remember Abijah from Oh, This Will Be Revelation, that song.
Yes.
He also went, and this was a meeting ground. Look here, I cannot overemphasize the connectivity that you get from this, the networking. It's like a networking party. It is, and you learn so much about so many other cultures and what you can and cannot do across the world in music. One of the things that was a little bit disturbing for me, Roddy, my G, is that a number of persons were saying they wish that the Jamaican artist would be able to bring a lot more Jamaican artists into the European space, and they wanted to ensure that Jamaican artists understand the power of having Europe in their back pockets. One of the things that will be visited at the Island Music Conference, which is coming up in Jamaica in 2023, which every person who is involved in the music and engaged in the business, in the music industry, should turn out for the Island Music Conference, which happens during Reggae Month in New Kingston. It is going to be February 8th through 12. And we will go through these specificities in terms of how do you ensure that your base broadens to involve Europe, and that our artists are not just going to the US for some weekend tours. How can we get back to some real tours when people are on the road for a month, 2 months, 3 months, that sort of a thing. Jamaica's influence, Roddy, is just tremendous because since we've been here, and when we're out, we're out.
Yes.
Since we've been here, we've been gauging to see how many people know us and have an idea of who we are and what we're for.
Right.
And I found, of course, the new Bob. That goes without saying.
And who is the new Bob?
So while we were at Womex, the new Bob, the new Shaggy, the new Sean Paul, the new a number of our artists. Yeah. When we were on the road, though, because of course, when you get into Womex itself, everybody is from somewhere else, and so they're representative from all across the world. So that really worked. When we were on the street, though, I remember being in a taxi, and this taxi driver, this Uber driver, is from Pakistan. So I'm reeling out all these names of Jamaican artists, because as he's saying, no, he's never heard of them. The man never ever hear of Bob. And I'm saying, are you real? And I'm going, and I said to myself, no, man, this is ridiculous. I said, so you're saying Bolt? And he still didn't know. So I said, Bangladesh. I said, okay, you must know Chris Gayle. And he said, oh, yes.
You had to find some common ground on the cricket pitch. That is wonderful. Now, as you mentioned that, you lament the fact that more people are looking for more delegates in the contingent, but in terms of performances, are we getting to display our music among those performances that will be held?
So we attended a night showcase for which Jamila Falak and Naomi Cohen and Abijah.
They performed.
They did a night showcase.
All right. So,
in terms of getting onto the big stages, we're going to work on that for next year.
All right. And this conference is held over 4 days, so it would have been from the 19th until today. Closing out today. What would be, when we are coming back, those contacts, that networking that you speak of course, there are different tiers, different personalities in the space. So we're looking, you mentioned being able to stage tours and having those concerts in those major venues. Are we also talking about record labels and that level of connectivity?
Absolutely. Major record labels were also there. Major record labels and DSPs, all those persons involved and engaged with the music, with music production, with music marketing, were all a part of Womex. I mean, it's like the heaven of networking.
And taking from that networking experience, would it be feasible, or would we want to look locally to hosting such an event where we are bringing in, because we are now the Mecca, we have been dubbed UNESCO's music creative city. Would we be looking, would it be on the government to possibly look
in
at
terms of
hosting,
reggae music being indigenous?
Yes, hosting, bringing in people.
So I see, Roddy G, my baby, you have not been paying attention to me, because I told you that the Island Music Conference, which happens
in February
8th,
yes. Okay, so that
February
is that venue.
8th,
that is our
February 8th through 12 in 2023. Already confirmed as the keynote speakers for that. We have Bob Pittman, who is the head of iHeartRadio. We also have Dr. Shaggy Burrell, who is the chairman of the IMC. which is Island Music Conference.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at Leor Cohen and Swiss Beats as the other keynote speakers. Now, let me tell you this. We're in conversation with the metaverse, and they're coming to set up a meta
Are you?
experience that looks at monetization through Meta, and that would be Facebook, IG, WhatsApp, and
Mm-hmm.
for music industry professionals. We're also having on board already. We have major DSPs, so Spotify will be coming into the Island Music Conference. Deezer is coming into the Island Music Conference. Pandora is coming into the Island Music Conference. AudioMac is coming into the Island Music Conference. And what I'm telling you is already the persons that are confirmed.
Confirmed. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I'm paying keen attention at this time. It is not escaping me. The first
It's
utterance
going to be
might have
major.
slipped, but
And what the focus of it, Roddy, my G, the focus of it is to ensure that all the persons within the industry come together. We're bringing in the financial sector. We're
mm-hmm.
looking at post-pandemic and how will we prevent the sector and the artist from having such a hard time next time. So we're bringing in the financial sector, and they're coming to speak to the artist about when you make all this money, how do you invest it?
Uh-huh.
Hmm? How do you acquire insurance? How do you just ensure that nothing like what happened in the pandemic ever happens
Recurs.
to
Mm-hmm.
or artists or producers or musicians another time? So they are on board. Insurance companies are also on board, and we're having songwriting workshops. We're looking at live bands performances. We even have poetry in the mix. We're doing fashion in the mix, which your very own Cynthia Shea Clark is working on the fashion segment of the Island Music Conference, which happens February 8th through
12.
12 in New Kingston. We'll be having a multiplicity of panels, over 17 panels and workshops happening among the Courtly Auditorium, the Jamaica Pegasus. We're looking to have on board the Spanish Court and all the hotels within the New Kingston area. We'll also be having showcases on the Knutsford Boulevard. And of course, this is sanctioned by the Minister of Culture, the Ministry of Culture in Jamaica. So it's going to be even more significant because we're bringing the entire Caribbean together. It is the Island Music Conference
Conference.
on purpose because we're bringing the Caribbean together. We are looking at marriage to or African content because Afrobeats will also be in the conference. And one of the things that I have to say, instead of complaining when other persons take us off their charts or when we feel we're not doing well enough or we don't like how we're marketed. Instead of complaining, let's get together and do this.
Definitely, definitely. Well said, lovely JB. All right, so the conference, the Womex, concludes today. And
Yeah, it done.
any acts that you've noticed that have wowed you, that you say, yes, this was a memorable performance?
Jamila Falak and Naomi Cohen.
Love it, love it. Right, so not go no further. I saw what you
No
did there.
further. And Abijah as the veteran. And look here, guys, I want to tell you something that really, really, really touched me. Even as because my news feed still comes from Jamaica whilst I'm here. And I'm seeing that another social media influencer has been killed. And I'm seeing all the crimes and I'm seeing the rapist that's out on bail and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in a city where I keep asking, so tell me about the crime. And people keep looking at me strangely. They don't have any crime.
They
They don't
don't
have
know
any
what that
crime.
is. That
The streets are clean. And let me tell you this, don't get it twisted either. I'm not going to live here or anywhere else. They have fantastic architecture. It's just
mm-hmm.
superior. However, them don't have no banana tree outside and nobody have no mint plant outside.
That's
No
right.
orange tree and no mango tree no out there. You see what I say?
Mm-hmm.
So it never intrigued me in any way except to marvel at
At
the
the architecture.
architecture and then wonder when I can come home because I may hope that somebody water my orchid.
Wow, wow. All right, I'm sure that the orchid is well taken care of. Hey, JB, thank you so much for that
Just
comprehensive
beautiful as our place.
insight into the Womex Expo 2022. It is on, well, concluding today in Lisbon, Portugal. our own Judith Bodley giving us a comprehensive update right here on the 99. Judith, so when you come home now, you're long for yard when you come home?
Oh, you know, I'm not on the way right now. Technology is like that, you know. Oh, you know, this is not my flight.
Listen, thank you so much for the information. You have a safe journey home. I make sure you say you carry back piece of Portugal. Come and can, you know, yeah, we like them souvenir thing there. You know how Jamaicans stay. You can't go foreign and come back empty-handed. Make sure you walk with something. All right, till next time. Walk good.
Next time. Yeah, man. Peace and love.